And we'll start with our big circles. Reaching out the right arm, inhale, exhale, sweep down over the extended leg. Inhale, stretch up, twist towards the back of the room as well. So you can have your left arm on your leg, resting gently, but also slight lever to twist in the inhale. So make your circles as big as you can. You can follow the hand with the eyes to bring it movement into the neck as well. If that feels good, if your neck's too stiff, then don't worry about it. One more this side. And then come back to center. Change sides. Bring that leg in, stretch the other leg out. Sitting up on your sitting bones. If you need a slight bend in that knee, that's fine. Inhale, exhale. Feel the lungs open and expand. And then exhale as you sweep forward. Both nostrils as you inhale. Both nostrils as you exhale. And come back up center. And bring the other leg in. Roll over onto the knees. And I forgot to say, you need a wall and a back of a sofa or something. So we're just going to use the wall to open up through the chest and the hamstrings. So something to lean on to start with. Back of a chair, sideboard, whatever. So you're putting your hands on whatever you're going to lean on, walking the heels back. Sorry, I should have said Kate's still looking for something. Doesn't matter if I can't see you. All found something? Yes? So hands resting on your support. So walk the feet back so the feet are under the hips. And you're going to bend the knees, really stick your bottom out so that you can feel a stretch where the hamstrings meet the buttocks. Really stick your bottom out. You can do even more than in class because no one can see you. And then maybe straighten the knees away depending on how flexible you are. And in the meantime, the hands are reaching on your support and the chest is descending down. The head, keep your head so the back of the neck's long. So you should feel a stretch under your underarms, through the back of the shoulders probably, and your hamstrings. You can lift the belly a little bit. And then breathe there. So you're creating a nice right angle. Knees can be bent. If your back's bent, then bend your knees so that your back can be straight. And then come back to that nice, deep, slow breath. Opening up through the shoulders. Inhale, exhale. Good. And then coming back out of that, walking the feet a bit closer in. And if you can put your foot on the thing that you've just been holding on to, that's what we're going to do next. So it doesn't have to be as high as this. It can be knee height, whatever you've got handy. Hands on your hips. So if you can drop the right hip down so it's level with the left, even though your leg's up. Good. So we're going to lift out of the spine, spine tall, and then reach the arms above the head. If you can, with whatever you've got your foot on, you can draw the toes towards you, so you're stretching through the back of the leg. But again, slight bend in the knee if you need to. So draw the shoulders down and away, shoulder blades towards you, don't let the ribs flare out. And you can also press with the left foot so the buttocks of the left leg are working. And then from there, folding forward over the leg. Bend it if you need to. Hands rest on shin, thigh, wherever they get to, trying to reach the chest forward so that the chest stretches in the back of the leg rather than just rounding through the upper back. Once you've landed where it's feeling interesting for your hamstring, then just take a breath there. Keep the back of the neck long. Chest drawing forward. And then inhale, come back up, reach the arms up again. Big breath in. And then exhale, arms down, legs down, change sides. So hands on hips to start with, get you evened out. Pressing the floor away with the supporting foot so the right buttock is working. Relaxing down through the left hip. And then inhale, reach the arms up, but draw the shoulder blades down. So even doing this, it's quite a lot of work through the back. If you draw the shoulders down, shoulder blades towards each other. Belly in, don't let the ribs flare out, so the back is reaching up to the sky, fingertips reaching up to the sky. Take a nice deep breath in there. Exhale, folding forwards. Again, one side might be much stiffer than the other. So if you can keep the spine reasonably straight, chest drawing forwards, the knee can bend if it needs to, rather than the back of the neck long. And then take a breath once you've landed. See if you can draw the left leg back so you're plugging the femur into the hip socket. That might give you a bit more space. One more breath, inhale, come back up and change legs. And then if you can find yourself a bit of wall, we're going to do our shoulder stretch. So find yourself a bit of wall, come as close as the wall as you need to arms stretched out 90 degrees behind you. Come as close as you need to feel a stretch in the front part of the shoulder. So we're trying to relax the shoulder down. So try not to bring the shoulder up towards the ear. Keep it relaxed down, but opening up through the front. And again, inhaling, exhaling. You can feel the soft tissue releasing once you give it time, softening around the shoulder joint. If it releases so much that you can come a little bit closer to the wall, that's fine. And then coming away from the wall a bit, bring the hand up 45 degrees now and doing the same thing. So you should feel the stretch in a slightly different part of the shoulder. Again, try and relax both shoulders down, keep the back of the head, back of the neck relaxed. And send the breath to the shoulder. Give it permission to release. Not going to hurt it. Good. And then one more position with the arm down, 45 degrees down. And come back to that breath. Adjust to where you need to be in terms of proximity to the wall. And then release the arm completely. Just let it hang down by your side for a moment. Eyes closed, mountain pose. Deep breath in and out here. And then same again on the other side. So start with the arm at 45 degrees. Feet facing forward. Hips and shoulders facing forward. Don't force anything. Just take it to where you can feel that the edge for you. And then send the breath, release, relax. Shoulders away from the ears. Every exhalation an invitation to let go. Good. And then moving to 45 degrees up. So the arms should be relatively straight, but don't jam the elbow, especially if you're a bit hypermobile. There's a place where it feels like there's a catch or a difficulty in letting go, just sending the breath there. And then release down into the final position. That nice slow deep breath. Imagine the air coming into both nostrils and out of both nostrils, slightly warmer. Good. And release off. Standing there one moment before you move away. Both arms relax down by your side. Good. And then walking back to the mat. Hopefully that's helpful for us as it's been hunched over our computers all week. Good. So coming down to the mat onto all fours, planting the hands under the shoulders. So we're going to make some hip circles in tabletop pose this morning. So just rock the weight into the left leg, lift the right knee up and drawing circles with the knees. So just as we might do on the mat, we're just doing it on all fours. Nice big slow circles with the hips, hip, right hip. Good, and then bring that knee down, change legs, circling with the left knee. Getting the synovial fluid going in the hip joints. Keep the hands pressing firmly into the floor. Slight engagement of the belly to help the knee around, bring the knee back down. So stretching the right leg out behind you now, stretching through the back of the leg, and tucking the left toes under, hovering the left knee above the mat. So coming into a half plank runner's position if you're about to start a race. Drop the left knee down, turn the weight into the left hand, turn the left shin across the mat, supported side plank, reaching the right arm up above you, outside edge of the right foot in contact with the floor, and lift out of the supporting shoulder. So you're not crunching down into that supporting hand, you're lengthening away, and then draw the right arm over so it's by your ear to elongate the stretch through the right side of the body. Keep the right hip lifting, and then turn to face the front. Change legs, stretch the left leg out, stretch through the back of the calf for a moment, ball the foot on the floor. Nice deep breath in and out, then tuck the right toes under, hover the right knee, use the belly to keep the hips parallel to each other. As if someone's about to say, on your marks, get set, go, press down through the right or the foot, draw the ribs away from the mat, and then knee to the floor, weight into the right hand, turn the shin across the mat, coming into supported side plank. So lifting out of that supporting arm, wide as you can between the bottom hand and the top hand. And then drawing the arm across, seeing the space between the ribs expand, breathing into that space. Lifting the left hip up a little so you can feel that length all the way from the outer foot to the fingertips. And then turning to face the front of the mat again. Tucking the toes under, sending the hips high, coming into downward facing dog with bent knees to start with. So imagine that you're against your support again, doing that flat back pose. Get that sensation of descending the chest towards the mat, opening up both sides of the body. So long line from the left hand to the left hip, the right hand to the right hip. So you're sending your hips as far away as you can. And then maybe think about pressing the top of the thighs back, heavy through the heels. The heels are coming towards the mat. And then when you're ready, stepping the right foot forward, stepping the left foot forward, coming into a forward fold. So we're going to take 3 sighing breaths here. You can hold on to the elbows or just let the hands rest back on the floor. Take a big inhale. 2 more. Sigh everything out. All the frustrations, all the worries. 1 more inhale. Let go. Sigh it out. Maybe give a little shake of the head, nod of the head, so your head's dangling freely. And from there, we're going to sweep the arms up, come into chair pose. So sit back nicely into the heels. You can tuck the tailbone under, lift the belly away, so you've got a nice, strong, supported spine. Lift the chest, sit down a bit further if you can. Drawing the hands together in front of you, turning left elbow to right knee. So first twist of the morning. So gently using that left elbow to encourage rotation through the spine. And then rocking the weight into the right foot, squeeze the thighs together. Just rest the left foot on its tippy toes. And then maybe the left foot can hover above the floor. So all the weight's in the right leg. So if you can maintain that twist through the spine. And then foot back to the floor, folding forward, relax. One more sigh here. Good, and then feet together. Sit the hips down, sweep the arms up, come back into chair pose. So deliberately rocking the weight back, sending the bottom backwards. Little tuck under the pelvis if you've got a tendency to overarch the back. So draw the arms, shoulders down, fingers reaching up, bring the arms together in front of you into prayer pose, and then twist the other way. Right elbow to left knee. So use the elbow to find that rotation through the spine. Squeeze the thighs together when you're ready. Just first of all, resting the right toes on the mat when you've got your balance. And then if you've got your balance, you can hover that foot off the floor. See if you can stay low in your chair pose. Keep breathing. Foot back to the floor, fold forward. Another sigh here. Good. Bend the knees this time to come up all the way. So reverse swan dive. So draw the arms wide, lift all the way up, standing, and hands to prayer. So just staying there for a moment. Thumbs resting against the sternum. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, fold forward. Just take your time. Use the whole breath to fold forward. Inhale, come up flat back. So just you're doing against the wall, but with your hands resting lightly on the shins or the thighs. Exhale, fold forward. Step the right leg back. Coming into a high lunge. Press through the feet to lift up. Coming into a high lunge. So your right buttock's fired up, as well as your left thigh. Good. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, draw them down into cactus. So open across the front of the chest, shoulder blades drawing towards each other. Take a nice deep breath in there. Exhale, maybe sink down, but don't lose that lift to the back thigh. And then we're going to twist towards the left. Twisting towards the bent knee, arms still in cactus. And coming down towards that knee, I'm going to hover the right elbow over the right knee. So it's not going to touch, it's just going to hover. So keep pressing down through both feet, especially the back foot. Good. Come back up. Ooh. Press to the front leg. Turn forward. My camera stopped. Hands either side of the feet. Step back, downward facing dog. Oh, it's working again. Good. So you're coming into downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale here. And then come forward onto your knees. Good. So we're just going to do a couple more toning of the abdominal exercises. So stretch the left leg away from you. So it's touching your toes on the floor, and then stretch even longer so the legs coming off the floor. So as you do that, don't sag through the back. Keep the belly lifted, keep rounded between the shoulder blades, and squeeze the buttocks back of the leg, and then sending the right arm out in front, the opposite arm to leg. Long shape from toe to finger. Inhale, exhale, curl up, round up, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach out. As you reach out, keep control of the belly. Flat back, exhale, curl in. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, curl in. Making you really hot. Inhale, reach out. And then helicopter the left leg out towards the side of you, the right leg out towards the side. Flex the foot, keep the leg as high as you can, squeeze the bottom. And send it back out. And hands and foot back to the floor. Same on the other side. So stretch the right leg out. Lift it up no more than 90 degrees. Lift the belly and the ribs. Squeeze the bottom, lengthen the back of the leg. And then when you're ready, stretch out the left arm. Feel a diagonal stretch all the way through the body. Inhaling here. Exhale, curl up, press the supporting hand, lift between the shoulder blades. Tight as broad as you can. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, stretch out one more time. And then helicopter. Right leg out towards the side. Squeeze the bottom, left arm out to counterbalance. And then sweeping the arm forward, the leg back. Onto all fours. Tuck the toes under, back into downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale there. So bend the knees if you need to, send the sitting bones away. Back of the thighs lifted. And then step the right leg between the hands. Coming up onto lunge on the other side. Press through the feet. Both legs forming a firm foundation. Lift through the back thigh, tone through the left buttocks. Reaching the arms up. And then drawing them down with control, feeling the chest open. Elbows drawing down. Maybe sinking a bit more down into a lunge. And then turning towards the left now with control. So feel like you're wringing out a towel. Hips stay where they are. The waist, the muscles either side of the spine that are twisting. Initiating the twist, I should say. And then hovering that elbow down towards the knee without touching. Press both feet into the floor. See if you can maintain that rotation. And then hands outside the foot. Step back. Downward facing dog. Inhaling, exhaling there. Inhaling, come into plank. Stay in your plank for a moment. Crown the head drawing forward, heels pressed back. Make sure you're lifting away from the floor and then knees to the floor. And a slow chest chin. So very consciously draw the elbows close into the body. Leave the bottom in the air, slow motion, chest coming down between the hands. You do it slowly, you really feel it in your triceps, even when you've got your knees down, all the way to the floor. And then slowly peeling your way up into a small cobra. So your feet are firmly into the mat, thighs into the mat, lifting and rolling the shoulders back. Roll your way back down again to the floor. Rest the forehead on the floor. You can do that one more time. Inhale. Feel the back initiating the movement, the hands are just supporting, and then rolling back down again. One more time, inhale to roll up, and exhale, peeling back down to the floor. This time, push with the hands, come back up with all fours, tuck the toes under, all the way back into downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale. Heels heavy, back of the thighs lifting, and then when you're ready, sweeping the right leg up and back, three-legged dog. And from here, we're going to allow the hips to open so we can lift the leg a bit higher. Bend the knee, so your shoulders are still facing forward, but the hips are opening up to the side. Bend the knee, maybe you can peep under your left arm and see your foot. So nice opening up through the hip here. Take a breath there. And then step the foot all the way through between the hands. Round the back heel, coming up into warrior. So like we did last week, we're going to cross the right arm over the left here. Keep winding them until you come into eagle arms. So normal Warrior pose with your legs, both feet planted on the floor. And then you're going to lift the elbows a little bit if you can, and feel the elbows are reaching away from you, towards me. And so you stretch your elbows forward, forearms upright, you should feel a nice stretch through the back of the shoulder blades. And then just a little micro tilt left. Little micro tilt, not too much, so you can just feel a bit of a stretch to the right side of the waist. Coming back up, releasing the arms up, stretching them out to the side, and then turn the feet to face forward, heel toe them in a little bit. We're coming into a forward fold. So let's take it with a flat back to start with. So send, just as we were doing against the wall, send the bottom away. Reach the crown of the head forward. So your hands might be resting on your shins, or they might be able to reach the floor. Try and keep that flat back. So your feet are firmly pressing into the floor, toes and the heels. Stick your bottom out again. Make a little bend of the knees if you need it. So you feel that length where the hamstrings meet the buttocks. And then from here, bring the left hand more into the center, keeping your hips where they are, turning towards the right. So your right arm's like a wing, so it comes out to the side of you, and your arms following your chest. So if your chest only opens to about 45 degrees, then the arms should follow. And then from there, let your hips swing now. So you've been keeping your hips level. Now let your right hip come up, the left hip go down, and you'll feel you'll be able to open up a lot more. Good. Come back to center. Let's do that on the other side. So start off with the hips parallel. Hand resting lightly on the floor. Draw that left arm up like a wing, but it's going to follow. So you're going to twist from the waist. Maybe the arm will come up to about 40 to 45 degrees like that. And then when you can't go any more like that, let the hips swing to the left where they want to naturally go. Open up into a bigger twist. Very nice. Hands coming down. And then I'll come back to this way. So coming back up from there, you can bend your knees, coming back up, standing however's comfortable for you, and we'll come to warrior on the other side. So left toes forward now. You have to bring your stance wider again so that you can find 45-degree-ish angle, sorry, 90-degree-ish angle for your front foot. And then bring the arms up, looking over the front fingers, both feet pressing the floor away. And this time you're going to wrap your left arm over your right and keep wrapping till you come to eagle arms on the other side. Try not to lift up out of your bend. So raise the elbows and draw them towards me. Maybe lift the hands a bit more vertical so that your forearms are vertical. And then a micro tilt towards the right. A little bit of a stretch through the left, just gently. Come back up to center. Reach the arms wide. And then turn the toes to face forward again. Heel toe them a bit closer together. We'll come down to forward fold again. So this time, if you want a bit more of a challenge, come down halfway to a forward fold with a flat back of the neck long, and then you can reach the arms out forward. So if you feel that that's stretching the back of your knees, just press the feet more firmly into the mat. Maybe micro bend with the knee. Strong back, good. Then bring the hands back in again and relax all the way down now. So rounding the back. Still feel that the legs are engaged, the feet are pressing the floor away. You're lifting the sitting bones, tilting them towards the sky. And then your spine is like a waterfall, releasing away from that high point. So if you're flexible and you're reasonably far down, you might want to catch hold behind your heels, your calf. Otherwise, just let the hands rest somewhere between the feet. Inhaling, exhaling. One more breath here, relax the head completely. And then hands between the feet again, coming up however you need to come up standing. And then turn right foot out to the side, just to get your hands either side of your foot. So we can step back into downward facing dog. Take a breath there. Inhale, come forward to your plank. And then we're going to do what we did a couple of weeks ago in plank. Have a go at it anyway. So you're going to lift your right leg off the floor, just a little bit, a couple of inches. So if you can keep the hips parallel, and press the right hand firmly into the mat. See if you can hover the left hand up in front of you. If you can't, just put the hand back down, just do the foot. Good. Ooh. Hand back to the floor, foot back to the floor. Try the other side. So keep the belly drawn in, press the floor away strongly, hover that left foot up now, just an inch. And then really press down with the left hand, and then stretch the right arm forward. Hand back, foot back, knees to the floor, and then slow motion, chest to the floor. So tuck the elbows in, really slowly. Feel those triceps working, coming all the way down to the mat, onto your belly. Little cobra. Elbows tucked in still, and then rolling back down to the floor. Hands over the side of the chest now, coming up onto all fours, tucking the toes in, back to downward facing dog. So lifting the left leg up this time, three-legged dog, and then letting the hip open, bend the knees, look under the right arm, see the left foot. Nice big hip opener. And bring that leg back straight again, stepping it between the hands. Left foot comes in, right foot follows it. Forward fold. Take one more sigh here. Maybe two. Inhale. Press with the feet, lift with the hands, all the way up standing. Arms back to prayer. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold forwards, all the way down to forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step the right foot back. Come into your high lunge again. Same as before. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, draw down to cactus, but this time bring the back knee down so it hovers above the floor. Inhale, stretch up slowly, so straightening the back knee. Exhale, hover the knee. So front knee stays bent all the time. Inhale. Exhale, draw down strongly, feel that openness through the chest. Inhale, stretch up. Hands outside the foot. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. And this time we're going to come into full side plank. So you're moving your right hand into the center line, turning onto the side of the feet, one foot stacked on top of the other, lifting up into side plank just for a moment. Hips lifting, good. Turn to face forward again. Knees to the floor. Slow motion chest chin. So chest comes down before the hips. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, step the left leg forward. Lifting up into same side as we did before. Okay, on the same side, so that's not going to work. Step the right foot forward. Come to the top of the mat. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, left leg goes back. Lunge on the other side. Press through the feet to lift up. Both legs engaged. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, draw down, cactus pose. Hover the back knee. Length through the front of the thigh. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Full deep breath. Exhale. Inhale, stretch up. Hands by the side of the foot. Step back. Down facing dog. Take a breath there. Inhale, plank. Exhale, left hand into center, turn onto the sides of the feet, right hand into the air. Make sure your hands are under your shoulder. Side plank, lift the hips, turn to face the front again, rotate into normal plank. Drop the hips, drop the knees down, sorry. Slow motion, really slow. Doing a slow one with your knees down is kind of more effort than doing a quick one. Chaturanga, inhale, cobra. Exhale, child's pose. And the hips all the way, bottom all the way to the heels. Forehead to the mat, stretch the arms out in front of you. And then turn the palms up now, so the elbows are resting on the floor and the palms of the hands are up. Let the breath settle. Softening through the length of the spine, tailbone heavy. Okay, so we're going to go into one more downward facing dog, but only to get ourselves into pigeon pose. So coming out carefully onto all fours again. Last couple of downward facing dogs. Tuck the toes under, lift the hips high, reaching the right leg up one more time, up and back into three-legged dog, and then bringing the knee forward between the hands. All the way between the hands to come into pigeon pose. So the angle of your shin is going to determine how deep the stretch is. So you can either have your heel quite close in towards your hip, or you can shuffle your foot forward so the shin's coming to 45 degrees or over the right angle. Back leg stretched out behind you. Keep that back leg active. So we're just going to start with the chest lifted. So you might go on your fingertips, you might go on your flat hands. But start to feel the buttocks, the right buttocks release. Inhale, exhale. And then you can walk your way forward. So you want the weight should be evenly between your right hip and your left hip, so you're not rolling off towards the right side. And then walk maybe down onto your forearms. Maybe you can cross your fists and rest your head on your hands, or you can rest your head flat on your hands, depending on where you are in the pose, but try and relax the head down somewhere. I think it's quite nice on fists. And then send the breath to the buttock, let the soft tissue release. Good. And then lifting the chest again like you did at the beginning. So you can either stay there, or you can bring the weight into the right hand, bend the back knee up, reach round, maybe you can catch hold of your foot. If you can't, or if it's giving you cramp, don't worry. If you can reach back, then opening up through that left shoulder. Maybe drawing the leg a bit closer, bringing the stretch into the quadricep, and then release that all off. Bring the hands either side, close to either side of the knee, so that you can step back into downward facing dog. Let's take that into the other side. Left leg up and back now. Bring the knee between the hands. Find what's comfortable for you in terms of the angle of your base of your pigeon. Extending the right leg out behind you. So although the chest lifted, we're still drawing the belly in so that we're not leaving the lower back unprotected. Those that have got slightly flimsy lower backs. And then letting go through the buttock. And then gently easing your way down, forward into the pose. Stacking the hands or stacking the fists. So you can relax the head down. Come back to those slow, steady breaths. Feel the left hit the left buttock, let go and release as you exhale. Good. And then coming back up onto the hands. So have you go if you want to bend the back knee in. Might not come very far. You could just keep it bent in or reaching around with that right arm. So if you can catch hold of the back of the foot. Release the leg down again if you need to. Good. Bring the hands a bit closer so you can step back one more time. Downward facing dog. Set the right foot forward and then bring the left knee down behind to the right of that foot. Doesn't matter if you didn't follow that. So basically you're coming down so that your right foot's crossed over the top of your left. So left knee flat on the floor, right leg's over the top. And then we're twisting towards the right from here. So you're wrapping your left elbow with your right knee, using the right hand just to support the spine. Twisting towards the right, the head can follow. Coming back center, change legs. Normally, it's anything fancy. So right leg over the top now. Sorry, left leg over the top. Twisting the other way. So supporting the spine with the left fingers gently on the floor. And come back to center. Bring the soles of the feet together into Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet together, hips relaxing away from each other. And then a curling forward, soft step forward bend, just to however your body will let you, wherever your body will let you go. Rounding for the length of the spine, letting go in the hips as well. Letting the head bow. And curling sitting. So one more stretch. We're going to stretch the right leg out in front of us. And we're going to draw the left leg so the thighs parallel, but the foot, the heels tucked in toward the side of the bottom. So both your bottoms, both your sitting bones on the floor, right legs extended, left legs tucked in alongside you. Right, if that is at all painful in your knee, just turn the leg the other way and put it like tree pose posture, because it's no good if that's hurting your knee. But if that's okay to your knees, give it a go. So sitting up tall from here, we're just going to do a very careful exploratory forward bend from here. I find this really difficult. So you're keeping the spine long and seeing if you can hinge forward over that extended leg. It might just be that you can only move a couple of millimeters or centimeters, but just so you can feel a stretch in that hamstring again. See if you can breathe into it. Exhale to let go. Keep the right leg active, toes drawn towards you. And then make your way back up to upright. Carefully change sides. So if it's any sort of tweaks on your knees, just put your leg in tree pose instead. Achieves pretty much the same thing. So sitting up tall, so if you can get both sitting bones settling onto the mat. Maybe that means you need the bent in leg, you need to bring the heel in closer or further away. Just experiment, see if you can find a comfortable upright position. And then a little hinging forward, taking the stretch into the top of the left hamstring. Inhaling, exhaling. And come back up sitting. Uncurl your legs, so both legs are extended out. And we're going to bring the fingertips facing forward, just behind the buttocks. Lean into the hands, lift the chest, like a seated Superman pose. Draw the toes towards you. Feel the chest radiating energy into the universe. Good. And then we're going to come into a reverse tabletop pose. So bring the feet flat onto the floor, fingertips facing forward. Just press the hips up. So you're coming into a table the other way around. So lifting out of the shoulder girdle. So you're not hanging into your shoulders. Lift the hips. You can either keep the chin tucked in, or if you like, have your head resting back, which I don't like that, whatever feels good for you. So if you can lift the hips a bit more, squeeze the bottom, squeeze the thighs, and then come back down again. Well done. So for Shavasana today, I was going to say, recommend that you do it with your legs up the wall for a change. If you don't want to do that, or you haven't got a convenient wall, just come into normal Shavasana. That's not a problem at all. If you want to give the legs up the wall thing a go, then do. So if you're doing that, you need to put your mat against the wall, and you need to shuffle yourself so your bottom's coming really close to the wall, and then squizzle your legs up. It's much more comfortable if your bottom's really literally touching the wall. Your legs are stretched up against the wall, heels resting there. So trying to find a place to rest trying to find a position where you can rest your legs so you're not using effort to keep them there. So whether you've got your legs up the wall or not, bring the hands away from the body. Feel the weight of the back of the body relaxing and releasing down onto the mat. Shoulders rolling away towards the mat. So you've got a space across the front of the chest. The belly softening towards the spine, the ribs soft, space around the heart soft. And no need to hold on to any effort in the legs, just letting them rest where they are. Relaxing the skin on the face, relaxing the jaw, eyes unfocused, just looking out to the back of the forehead. So you're resting back comfortably in the arms of your body. So resting back in the body, but feeling connected to all that is beyond ourselves, feeling connected to each other, even though we're not physically together. Take a deeper breath now. Maybe give yourself a stretch. If your legs are against the wall, just take your time, bring them down, and then rolling over to one side to sit up when you're ready. Coming back to cross-legged, if you're still near your wall, you can, quite nice to rest your back against the wall. If you ever try meditation, it's much easier if you can rest against the wall. Bring the hands together at the heart, bowing the head. Namaste.